Hello there, I'm EYB, founder of Spark AI, where we help businesses automate their process and implement AI in their workflows. So today we'll be looking at Formatter by Zapier, and then we'll be looking at lookup table and how to use it. This particular topic is a series that we have been that's been going on for about quite a while. The Zapier Basic series. If you have not actually checked it, you can check the Zapier Basic playlist where we started from scratch about Zapier. So let's jump into this particular stuff. We'll be looking at how we actually can use lookup table. Lookup table is a function that can be found in Formatter by Zapier, and it is used can be used in several ways. So let's jump into it. So the first thing I want you to understand is that we have a CRM here on Notion, and we have leads that come into our CRM. And let me show you the form. Some of them fill these kind of forms, and we have quite a number of services that we offer them, right? So, and each of these service actually have a due price. I mean, a particular fee that has been attached to this particular due type, right? So, and obviously I'm not going to type or put the amounts in the form so they can fill. So that doesn't make sense. So how can we solve this problem? That is exactly where lookup table comes in. So I want it to be that whenever a lead actually fills a form concerning a deal type, I can see the price of that deal right here in my CRM. So what we're going to do is that we're going to do that with Notion, right? And then you're going to see how we built it from scratch using Formatter by Zapier. So the first thing is that whenever the form submits the form, right, they will be they'll submit, they click on submit, and let me fill up the form like I just fill up the form. Let me see, let me use a name I've not used. Let me just check. So okay, so let's use something. Let's use Patrick Collinson. So let's call this Patrick. Yeah, this is Patrick Collinson. I think Collinson. Oh, I think it's Collinson. So that's like pat at stripe.com. So we have Stripe Inc., right? And then now this is exactly where I'm just going to choose a particular stuff, right? And what happened is that the price will be noted right there in our in our CRM. So they got to know us on the website. So if you submit this particular stuff now, check our Notion. You should see Patrick Collinson right there, as you can see, and you can see the price there, 5,500. I didn't fill in the price, it just happened like that. So let me show you exactly how this works. So the first thing is that you want to make sure that after you have added the form, you plug the form in, you're going to come to formatter, you add the formatter step, and then you click on lookup table. And this is where the magic happens, right? There's what we call lookup key, right? And then we have the table. The table is just like every other table. You can add a set which has a key and a value, right? A set has a key and a value, right? Now, so what I did was that I checked in all of the prices and the name of the service and the price. So you can see that we have all of the services right here. If you check it, all of the services. So I checked in all of these services and the price, right? The service and the price, the service and the price, the service and the price. So I did all that for all of the services that offer and the price. So, and then we now have a lookup key. The lookup key will now be the results. I mean, the option that the person chose in the form, right? So what this lookup table does is that it looks the lookup key. It then look at the table and say, okay, which of this particular key can I find in the table? And it says, okay, I can find AI automation, make AI automation with Zapier. So it transforms this input into this output, right? So instead of it to, so I'm changing this particular input into another output, which is the price, which is exactly what I want, right? So what I'll now do next is that I can now plug this value that I've changed, transformed into, I've added the name, right? And then I've added, now I can now put this in the due size, right? So as you can see, this is it right here. Now you see that it transformed it from that particular the type of deal into the price or the deal size, and I just plug it there. So I don't need to actually know, I don't need to start verifying. It will just the lookup table just looks at the table and look at, okay, which service they need, and then transform it into the price. And that's exactly how to do it, right? So I have another use case, right? And this time it's Pipedrive, right? I'm still going to submit a form, and then you're going to see how we did something like that. So um I have a now the stuff I created actually created another stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to delete this deal. But I don't need to delete it. I was just going to use it like that. So the pipe drive is also likewise the same, right? I'm going to fill in the pipe drive, and then you're going to see, I'm going to fill in the form, and then you're going to see how it will change the price of this particular deal value, right, to exactly what I want. So let's go. I'm just going with this opportunity. This is another opportunity for you to learn some steps in Pipedrive and some other things. But the main thing I just want you to take note of is how we are using lookup table to actually transform a kind of data to another type of data. So that's exactly what I want you to watch out for. And every other thing is important, but I want your eyes to be fixed on the lookup table, right? So let's jump straight in. Let's I want to create a form. I want to create a submission, and that will be because I've created quite a lot of let me see. So I don't want to I don't want duplicates in my system. Although Pipedrive also watches for duplicates, that's exactly why they are very, very good. So let me see if Patrick is there. So we have Patrick quite here. Okay. Do you have any other Patrick? I don't think so. So I'm trying to look for one of these tech CEOs that I can use. Okay. Let me use. I think I've used Mark Anderson, Ben Ors. Trying to look for one. I think I should use Johnny Ive, right? Let's just use Johnny Ive. Let's assume Johnny Ive is still in Apple, right? So let's use Johnny Ive, right? So come here, and then I just put Johnny Ive, right? And there'll be Johnny at Apple .com, right? I want to, okay, it's going to create this. It's also fire for the Notion, but never mind, let's just do it like that. So what we're actually watching out for is for the pipe drive. So this is Apple, right? And we are now, let's say we want to choose something around process mapping, and then we go to hear about us on YouTube. So if I submit this bad boy, I'm expecting something to be created right here in my pipe drive. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how it all worked. Can you see Apple was created, Johnny Ive is there, $3,000, right? As you can see, that's the price for the process mapping. So let me walk you through exactly how this works. So after the form has been submitted, next thing is that we have a particular stuff called formatter step called split text. You can check my formatter video. I explained how the split text work, right? The reason why is because in my particular form I am collecting the full name. So there's not space for the first or last name. So that's exactly why I want to split the text. So I'm actually using space as the separator, and I'm separating it as separate fields. So it's going to come off like Lisa Sue, something like this. And then if I continue to the next step, now the first thing that when I want to actually create a contact in Pipedrive automatically using a form, the first thing that you want to do is to find or create organization. The reason why you're using find and not create organization is because you want to make sure that you don't have duplicates. So it uses the name to actually search for a company called AMD, right? And I'm looking for the exact match. So if it does not find that company, and then it can now create a company or an organization, I mean. So after I have done that, I want to actually, because I need to create an organization and create a person and link that person to that organization before I create a deal, right? So that's one thing I want to do. Now, every of the um, structure or any entity that is created on Pipedrive actually has an ID. Actually, Pipedrive actually makes uses of ID a lot. Now, you can see that there's an ID attached to this organization. It's very, very important when you are moving forward. So the next thing I want to do is to find person. Note, I'm not creating persons, I am finding, right? Because I don't want to create somebody that already exists. So I'm going to find. So and one of the things that you can use that is unique to an individual or a person is their email. No two people or no two persons can have the same email. So and I'm going to search the person for with using their email, and I'm looking for their exact match. So if it comes up with that kind, not that the person, then it will not create. But if it does not find anybody, it's going to create. Now note that I now added the organization. Note, this is what I did. I changed it from static. Static, I can only choose one type of organization. Obviously, I don't know the kind of the organization they belong to. So I'll have to use a dynamic option where I can choose from the previous step. Remember the ID, and then I just click it here. Then by doing that, I've linked the person with that organization, right? So the next thing I want to do is that I want to use this is what is very important, the lookup table part. Now the person chose process mapping, right? The same thing I did in the Notion workflow. I added all our services and the price here, right? So once the person chooses the the service, then it just converts the service into the price, right? That's exactly what we are doing, right? So after we have done that, then we can now create a deal. Note, we are not finding a deal. We are creating, the reason why we are creating a deal is because, the reason why we're creating a deal is because a deal is more of like a transaction between a particular organization, a person, and our business, right? I want it to be that whenever somebody comes to fills this form, even if they have filled it before, I want the person to create another deal. The person might have bought any of our services before. That does not mean they can't buy again. So I'm not actually finding a deal. I'm actually creating a new one, right? But I don't want to create the person again. That's why we are using find person. I don't want to create the organization. But the deal is more of like a transaction. We can have They can buy over and over from us again and again, right? So that is exactly what we are doing like that. So I'm using a naming convention. I'm using these two pipes, and I'm putting the name and the name of the company and the name of the person side by side, right? And I'm also putting them in the leading stage, right? And then I'm adding. Now you can see that we can now Zapier is actually very chill because they made sure that they highlighted the fact that you should add the associated organization, right? So you're not adding it as a static field, you're adding as a custom field, and then you come over here and then you pick the organization ID, org ID, right? And then you put the person also, then you add the person ID, right? So what you have done is that we have connected an organization and a person to that particular deal, right? That's exactly what we have done. And here comes the particular thing that we are trying to do is that we just have to plug in the deal value, right? Since we have we have converted it into the amount or the due size, right? We just need to plug it there, and then voila, we have actually done that. So that's exactly how we can use lookup table. I have one more example before we call it a day. So one thing I want to do is that this particular workflow is quite simple, right? What it does is that every day we randomize, not randomize, we actually post some of our tenants on our CRM so that our sales team can actually see it right when they are working on the CRM. So this is exactly what I mean. So if you check our CRM, you see something like trust is currency, build relationship before selling solutions. So this is exactly what we did, right? So how do we do this? I set a schedule. I use schedule by Zapier 9 a.m. every day, right? And what I did was I use formatter by Zapier, and obviously that's like lookup table. So what we did was that now the lookup key will actually be the pretty day of the week. That means the day of the week that we are talking about, right? And we have a table, and the table has about 7 um, days of the week and the different tenants that we want to post on each day. So we did this for Monday. So trust is the currencies for Tuesday, and obviously today is Tuesday. So work smart, leverage systems, that's Wednesday. Talk less, follow through, sharpen your skills, and these are like all of the tenants for each days. So what happens is that whenever schedule by Zapier kicks and then a day has been chosen, it just comes here and looks for, okay, which day is today, and then just look for Wednesday, and then output. It changes Wednesday to the particular output that we want. And then what we can do is that to update our database schema, right? We are not updating database items like a schema, right? And then we're not changing the title, we're just changing the database description, right? We're just putting it right there. And we're not using any emojis. We can, so that's exactly how we do it. So let me change this bad boy to um okay, I think that's so you just output it like that and it changes to yeah, that's because this Tuesday is going to output as this trust is a currency. On Wednesday it's going to change. So that's exactly how to use lookup table in Zapier. See you guys in the next video. And if you have not actually checked the Zapier basics, you can go and check it and watch all of the videos that I've dropped there. It helps you build on your knowledge on Zapier. See you guys in the next one. Bye.